Well, hello there friends, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I have so many fun DIYs prepared for you guys with items from the Dollar Tree and 99-cent store. They are all on a budget, super inexpensive to make, and the outcomes are magnificent. So just kick back, relax, grab that cup of coffee that is calling your name, and let's get started on our first project. And for the first DIY, I'm grabbing 3 painter sticks from Home Depot. These are the shorter ones, and I'm going to face the measuring side up because this is the back side of my sign really. So I'm going to grab popsicle sticks, I'm going to cut them to size, and you will see I'm going to glue them in 3 different spots just to hold everything together. And now that everything is nicely attached, I'm just going to flip it over, and this is going to be my front of the sign, and I'm going to give it a nice coat in black acrylic paint. And I love the way it comes on. It's just so satisfying to watch it getting painted. And now that it's dry, I'm gonna give it a dry brush with the white acrylic paint. And I printed out a word farm on my Cricut, and I'm going to add it with my transfer tape onto the sign. And I absolutely love the transfer tape. I don't know how I did without it when I didn't have it, because it's just makes things so much easier. You can see I'm peeling it off here. Sometimes some of the letters are still sticking to it even when you peel it off, so you just need to go back and fix it a little bit, like here. Just make sure that it attaches nicely, but the transfer tape is absolutely the best. And here is the back of my sign. I picked up from the 99-cent store, and I thought it would just look so super cute with the word farm on it. So I'm just finding a center point spot for it, and at that point you can just lift it a little bit, add the glue to it, put it down, and you're gonna have it in the precise spot that you like it. And I'm going to do a little bit of repurposing here. You can see the link to my video where I made this little windmill. I'm going to attach the windmill to one side of the sign. You know, there are those hinges right there. I really want them to be covered. So on that sign, I'm going to put my little windmill, which is so super easy to make. So I'm going to also add the link in the description below so you guys can see how it was done. But I just glue it to the side and it looks amazing. And for the other side, to cover the hinges, I'm going to do a little bit more repurposing from my Easter display. That's where I had my Easter baskets, and I'm going to spray paint it in aluminum, which is actually the original color that it was before I painted it white for the other project. To make it galvanized, or try to make it look galvanized, and for that I'm using brushed dark gray by Folk Art, as well as pewter color and black. And I have noticed that if you really want to get that galvanized look, you're gonna have to work for it. If you're just gonna do it really fast, you're just not gonna get the effect that you are after. So it does take a little bit of while to do it, but the outcome is really, really nice. Punching 2 holes in the back of it. I think it's an older version of crocodile, and I'm going to put one of the twisty ties through it, and I'm going to attach it in this manner to my beautiful 99-cent store fence. And that way I'm covering another hinge on the other side. Those hinges seem to be pretty thick, so I didn't want to cut them off. I just thought that they would look awkward, so I figured just covering them in some kind of a manner would work best. I think we're achieving the objective here. And there you go. The only I found some aluminum foil, so I'm gonna throw aluminum foil so I don't have to fill up the whole entire bucket, but apples were the only fruit that I had on hand, so I'm trying to put them in, and I was laughing because they were not hanging in there. There was this one apple too many, and just keeps falling off and falling off, and I'm like, my goodness, have you ever seen anyone having so many problems with apples? And sorry about my head here, I'm making a little sign saying that apples are 5 cents, and I'm going to attach it to above the little bucket, and that's going to cover all my hinges, and I think it looks amazing. And at this point the sign is done. How easy and inexpensive was that? I think it looks great on the wall, or even if you want to display it on the shelf, I think that would work fabulously as well. All right, the next project is up, and I grabbed those 3 mirrors from the Dollar Tree and one of those long bamboo skewers. Now they are all over the store right now because the grilling time is coming, and they were actually absolutely perfect length to combine 3 of my mirrors. So what I'm doing is I flip them over, and I'm going to attach the bamboo skewer to them, so that way they will be attached to each other. This will take a little bit of time. You have to make sure that you get a good coverage with the glue gun. So you can see I'm going back and adding more glue to it. You just have to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. And here's my 3rd mirror that is going on in the same exact manner. Now I'm going to use furring strips from Home Depot for my frame, and I cut 2 pieces of 29 1/4 and 2 pieces of 12 3/4, and I'm staining them in dark walnut. Now you have to measure your mirrors to make sure that those are the dimensions, but those were the dimensions fitting my mirrors. And I'm going to use wood glue to attach the frame together, and you can see it right here. I'm gonna show you in just 1 second how I do it. There you go. You see the clamps are on. I had it dried overnight, and it's very nice to have it on a flat surface if you can. And once the frame is nicely done, it is time to start putting everything together. So I'm grabbing my mirrors that are attached with that big bamboo stick. I put a little piece of wood in the middle of the frame just to kind of lift them, but the wood was actually too high, so it made the mirrors bend, so I finally removed it. So you can put something that is a little bit thinner maybe, just so that they can rest on it. And I'm going to glue the little bamboo sticks across, so the big ones are going to be attached on top and the bottom of the display, and the other ones go crosswise. And here you have it. It was such a simple DIY with beautiful outcome, and I absolutely love the way it came out. And off we go to the next one, and I'm using a clear vase and air dry clay. And I was so excited that I found air dry clay that I just picked up the first thing that I found, and it was terracotta color, and I honestly wanted white, but that's okay because for what I'm using I will be painting it over, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to turn this vase into a pitcher. I want to make sure that it looks like a ceramic pitcher. So this is the spout that I'm making right here, just freehanding it, trying to figure out how to make it look like a spout. And I was surprised actually that the clay was sticking to the glass, but it was, so good for me, I guess. So I tried to make sure that it looks like a spout and that the seams are not that the seams are kind of smooth on the glass. I'm grabbing another piece now, and I'm going to be making a handle, and it's the same idea. It's air dry clay, so after I design it and shape it, I will let it air dry. And now I'm just grabbing mineral chalk paint. I'm adding some baking soda to it. I want to make sure that I get really, you can see the lines as if though this was a ceramic bowl that I'm making or ceramic pitcher. So I want to make sure that there are those long lines that are going around in circles from the wheel, from the ceramic wheel. So I'm going to try to make that paint very, very coarse, and I actually probably ended up adding even more baking soda because I wanted those lines to be very prominent. And that's what I'm doing. I'm adding it all over my picture. I'm gonna wait for it to dry, and I'm gonna put 2 more coats. So far 3 coats, but I can totally see how you can go and add more coats to it as well. And now I'm gonna grab the clear glass bowl from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing to it. This one you can find in the garden section. Now you can see, look at my vase, the little spout came off, and I'm going to have to reattach it in a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I guess it was not attached very well, but right now the bowl is just getting a couple of coats of paint. Now that I have everything ready, look how nice it looks. It totally looks like ceramic, and I absolutely love it, but it doesn't look like a pitcher without the spout, so the spout is going to have to go on whether I like it or not. Now I probably should have attached it before I added all the coats of paint, but oh well. It is what it is. So I'm using my E6000. I'm going to attach it, let it dry very well, and I'm actually going to go in with a couple of additional coats of paint because I want to make sure that those seams between the spout are not visible. And now just dry brushing some white acrylic paint. Oh, actually I take that back, it's porcelain chalk, and also antique wax, just to add a little bit of dimension to my little picture. I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the bowl, and the whole idea behind it is to have a bowl and the pitcher sitting in the bowl, like in the old westerns, or when you go to museums, you have hotel rooms that have a pitcher that is sitting inside the bowl in a room because they didn't have running water back then. So that was the idea behind this project. And now moss balls are just going all around. I'm putting some rocks around just to add a little bit of more character to it. And then I had issues with the flowers. I was putting these flowers and those flowers, and the flowers that you're seeing here are actually not the flowers that I ended up with, but I wanted to show you that I was playing with these two as well, and they actually don't look too bad, but I like my other ones better that you're going to see in a second. And there you have it, my project is done. I totally think that it looks like a ceramic piece, and I love that it does that. It was so inexpensive to make, and it's so pretty as a display item. Absolutely love it. So what do you guys think? What do you think about the projects? I thought that this one was pretty neat. Did you like the farm sign? I thought it was so easy to make and inexpensive as well, and it's just such a nice addition to your house. And the mirrors, oh my gosh, they were easier than you would ever believe. Well, if you guys liked it, make sure that you click that subscribe button, and till next time, my friends, I cannot wait to share some more project with you. Ta-ta!